Hello Slapafish community, and welcome back to another World Tanks Console video. So in this video, I'm going to be driving the tier 4 Soviet medium tank, the T-28. And I'm going to be using the 57mm gun on this tank. Also, if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing because it's free and it helps out the channel a ton. So let's talk about this match. So we're on Cliff, and I believe I'm top tier. Yes, I am top tier. And this is going to be, and this 13-ish minute video is all one match. This was a very long match, and it was a very intense match. It basically was one of my most intense matches at tier 4, at lower tiers, pretty much ever. It was kind of fun. And also, the only skill I'm running on this tank is Quick Learner. So basically, the skill that helps you get skills faster, Quick Learner, and that's it. That's it. But I am running equipment, the advanced loader, optics, and the gunling drive on this tank. Now, quick story about the T-28. So when I was grinding through the T-28 the first time, I really hated this tank because it is big, it's slow, and it has literally no armor. And I believe I wasn't using the right gun. I might have been using the 76 it might have got. I don't really remember because that was like 7-8 years ago. Anyway. But I do remember every time I would get into the T-28, I would drive off a cliff or drive out in the middle of a field. Just because I hated driving the tank, but I really wanted to get past it, but I didn't have the free XP or gold to free XP it. So I just had to do the best way I could think of, trying it, get frustrated with the tank, then just drive off a cliff or drive into the middle of open. And I eventually got through it, and I sold it immediately and never bought it back until like 2 years ago. I would say about 2 years ago. And then I learned, before I bought it back, I was watching a quickie video on live stream about the IS-4 tech tree line. If you don't know, the IS-4 is like one of my favorite tanks, and he was playing the T-28. And the 57, he was using the 57mm, which I'm using in this match, and it was tearing people apart. So I rebought the tank and played it with the 57, and the 57 is really good on this tank. And I don't know if it's just because I was a new player back then, pretty much a new player back then, or if I was just not using the right gun, but I remember this tank just being absolutely trash. So yeah, let's talk about that 57mm gun. It has a 2.7 second reload, a 2.3 second aim time, accuracy is 0.34, which is pretty good for lower tiers. It does 85 damage per shot. Its penetration is really high for tier 4, 112 on its standard, 189 on its premium. Load premium, and there's nothing that you'll face that can block these shots. So yeah, and you have a DPM of 1,889, so it's a really good gun, but your V-range suck at 340. Mobility is 45 forward, 20 reverse, and its power to weight ratio is really good for a medium tank at 29.27. And yeah, also the armor, there is no armor. The turret armor is 25 all the way around, and the frontal armor of the tank is maximum 30. Yeah, maximum 30. But right here, I'm just going to put this gun to work. This tank is all about the gun. Just using that 57mm gun with its high penetration and its really good DPM for tier 4. And you kind of just farm. And just make sure you're not taking hits in this tank because it does not like taking hits. And right now I'm just resetting the base and hopefully I can get some casher points. Damage. Roundabout. Hello, Roundabout. Roundabout is going to be the more dangerous target right now because it does like 200 damage per shot. The Matilda has a very fast firing gun, but it also does like 50 damage per shot. So if I really wanted to, I could always trade with the Matilda, but it's not going to work out really good for me because I don't have armor and I don't have skills on this tank either. But the Matilda, luckily for me, is focusing on another target, and I'm going to start putting some shots into this Matilda. And there's nothing this Matilda is going to do to be able to block these shots with 189mm of penetration. Kind of overkilling that Matilda's armor. Matilda is really known for its like heavily armored, but when 189 millimeters of penetration comes into contact with it, it's not gonna stand up very much. So right now it's a 5v4. I got 6 kills, 37 penetrations, 2800 damage, and it's a 5v4. I'm the only tier 4 left on my team, and now it's a 4v4. I got 127 hit points, and I'm starting to run low on my ammunition. Now, I think I mentioned this in the last video I did about a lower tier tank, which is the T-46. Ammunition. Ever since the lower tiers got buffed in hit points, not a lot of tanks got a ammo buff, and this is probably one of those tanks that suffers from the not having an ammo buff. I mean, how often are you going to be doing 3,000 damage in a tier 4 match? So yeah, maybe pushing a little bit, but the Matilda Blackbirds is also one of those tanks that does really struggle with ammunition. Matilda Blackbirds always had a problem of running out of ammunition during a match. Before the hit point buff, now with the hit point buff, it's just like really insane. Also, I'm spotted and I'm shooting this tank. And the reason I was spotting that tank up was because I had rations activated. As soon as my rations went down, I no longer could spot them. So yeah. Also, the enemy team also has a Matilda, and the Matilda also has like 6 or 7 kills on their team. There's a Cruiser 2. Cruiser 2 is very, very terrifying because the Cruiser 2 has a 3.7-inch howitzer, and it can do 380 damage per shot with its high explosive if it pins, and it has pretty good high explosive penetration, and 280 damage when it's heat, and it has like 120 millimeters of heat penetration. So yeah. Cruiser 2 is very, very dangerous, and I'm a very big target. So yeah, there's a Somian S35, putting shots into the Somian S35, and also the Cruiser 2 is also a light tank, so I'm pretty sure if it's considered a scout light tank, it would also get the same still concealment while moving. So that makes it even harder to spot, even if it's moving. Right now, I have terrible view range at 350, like I said before. Yeah, 340 actually. So I'm not going to be spotting anything up. The only time I'm going to be spotting things up is with my rations. And did I put code optics on this thing? I did. So with rations and code optics, I get 390 meters of view range, which is better than my 340. So yeah. Right now, it's a 2v2. We have a medium tank over there. We got that Cruiser 2 right there. And right now, I'm trying to kill this Cruiser 2, but I'm also being targeted. I don't know where the Matilda is. The Matilda is going to be very terrifying because I do not want to get caught out in the open by a Matilda. I'm also trying to flank this Cruiser 2 because I do not want to get killed by the Cruiser 2 if I go out in the open. And the Matilda managed to kill my remaining ally. Now, I don't know how much hit points the Matilda is on, but luckily I have 3 AP, 9 premium, and 10 high explosive remaining in my tank. So right now I'm just going to be focusing the high explosive on the Cruiser 2. Because I'm going to sneak up on, and I'm only doing 21 damage, which is not a lot. And I may switch back to AP right here after this shot, maybe? Yes, I'm going to switch back to AP, see how much she's got, and boom, Cruiser 2 is dead. Now, I'm on 9 kills. The Matilda on the enemy team has also been having a really, really good game at 8 kills. So it's me and a T-28 with 73 hit points. That means I can only take 2 shots from a Matilda. And I have no idea what the Matilda hit points are like. Like, the Matilda could be on full health and still with 8 kills and be in the fight the entire game because of how good the armor of the Matilda is. So yeah, I don't know how many hit points this Matilda is on, and I don't know where it is. And remember, I'm not running 6th Sense, and I have very bad view range, and I am very big target, so I'm going to get spotted pretty dang easily. So I'm going to go in the middle of the map up here on this ridge line and try to get spots, because I think the Matilda is following where that Cruiser 2 was, and maybe the Matilda is thinking I'm going to their base. So yeah, that was my plan. And let's see, Matilda is on my right. Matilda has 475 points. Now, in this precise location, if the Matilda was anywhere else, this would be a really good spot for me. I could put 1 or 2 shots in the Matilda. But I'm in a position where I have 6 degrees of gun depression and the Matilda is right below me. So yeah, my only option is running away. This is my only option, is running away, because the Matilda can just slowly come up there, and I have to put about 10 shots. No, let's see, the Matilda's on 345, so it's about 5 or 6 shots into the Matilda, and the Matilda only has to put 2 shots into me, and I would leave the Matilda. Yes, the Matilda has a better reload than I do. So yeah, this is a very tricky situation, and I'm trying to spot the Matilda. I'm hoping the Matilda is going to be coming this way to follow me, to climb up that hill. But I don't really know where the Matilda is. And I don't know if I'm spotted because I don't have 6th sense. This is one of the times I would really, really love to have 6th sense. I am targeted. So right now my plan is to go to our base and try to go that way. I'm not thinking about being spotted, knowing my location. I should have, right here, I should have changed direction, because I got targeted for a second and maybe I went undetected. Turned around and went the other way and surprised the Matilda. But I'm still going the exact same direction as I was spotted, and the Matilda has the upper hand, and I try to get behind the rock and I get shut down by the Matilda. I do put 1 shot in the Matilda. So yeah. And yeah, 9 kills from the Matilda, 2,093 damage, and I got 9 kills with almost 4,000 damage. So yeah, me and that Matilda went head to head at the end, and I couldn't stand my ground because I didn't have the hit points, nor did I have 6th sense or being raised. Oops. Anyway, that's it for this video. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Also, remember Slapafish because watching that, and peace out. See ya.